ṣe jẹ́ bí ó ṣe jẹ́ pé àwọn kábíyèsí ló ní mọ́sálásí yóò sì ṣe jẹ́ pé àwọn ni wọ́n ní ẹ̀mọ́ àwọn ni wọ́n fún wọn ní ọ̀pá àfẹ́ ìlú ló sì ní mọ́sálásí kì í ṣe ìmáàmù ní mọ́sálásí ojú náà gbogbo ohun tí àfẹ́ ìsọ nípa bàbá wa bá tó tó wọn ìlú ìgbọ́n tó gbọ́ wọn fún wọn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀fà ẹ̀gbọ́n wọn ẹ̀gbọ́n ló wọn fà ló wọn kò wọn ìlú òfin àti òní nípa ẹ̀jẹ̀ ní àwọn òní nípa oko òní sẹ́yìn nínú òfin àti mọ́sálásí òkú òní nípa oko òní nípa ìsìn ìlà ìlà.
Our protocols duly observed. Aṣojú, representatives of the government and Alpha, OMC, Information Zone, and other bodies here present. This is a formal address presented by the Ààrẹ Mùsùlùmí of Ogbomosoland, Ààrẹ Alhaji Abdulkareem Owodunni, along with the Bashir of Ogbomosoland, Alhaji Adam Amode Shitu Saliu, the Aṣojú Mùsùlùmí of Ogbomosoland, Alhaji Mikael Mohammed Bello, and the Pakoi Mùsùlùmí of Ogbomosoland, Sheikh Sirajuddin Oladimeji Ali, and the Imam Council, League of Imams and Alphas. Topic: the raging imamship improvement. Avoiding instigating violence and subordination against constituted authority in Ogbomosoland. This is a warning to all those who are instigating violence. Introduction. This press conference is to address the insubordination and near anarchy prevailing over the atmosphere in Ogbomoso Muslim community. I thank and appreciate the prompt response to the invitation extended to you, gentlemen of the press, despite the short notice. We shall continue to be well with you. Brief history of the authority of the Ogbomosoland on the Islamic administration in Ogbomosoland, in this case, the Ogbomoso Central Mosque and its leadership. The Muslim population of Ogbomoso grew much more during the Islamic Jihad of 1804, led by Madam Fodio. And through this led to the multiplicity of Muslims in the early 16th century through the influence of Muslims of the Bonu Empire. The growing population of Muslims demanded a central congregational worshiping center, better known as Jumat Mosque. Although the rulers of Ogbomoso then were pagans, that's traditional worshippers, the onus still fell on the rulers to provide for the needs of all adherents of the various religious groups, has been demanded from the leadership. The growing population of the Muslim in Ogbomoso demanded the attention of the rulers of Ogbomoso to provide for a space for their congregational worshiping center on Fridays, commonly known as Friday prayers. The nation provided a space within the expansive palace compound for the erection of the central mosque. The present Ogbomoso Central Mosque at Ojabo was then in the compound of the palace, from where it was excised out, because the Ogbomoso Palace then had an expansive land. The first officially appointed chief imam for the Ogbomoso Muslim community was Imam Nafiu, Muhammad Nafiu from Abogode compound, Laka, Ogbomoso, by the Denshon, who was not even a Muslim. Imam Muhammad Nafiu led the Muslim congregation between 1818 and 1870. It was purely the discretion of any Shon to pick an imam from any Muslim compound of his choice. After the demise of Imam Muhammad Nafiu, the Denshon picked a successor from Masifat, now known as Imam House, who led the Muslims between 1870 and 1892. After him, the Denshon went to Aduin, another area in Ogbomoso, to pick another successor called Imam Badamosi Aduin, 1892 to 1899. After him, the Denshon went to Salora, Bangor, Alawai compound to pick yet another imam called Imam Abdurrahman Bangor, who also led the Muslims between 1899 to 1903. After him, the Shon went to Abogode compound again to pick yet another successor called Imam Muhammad Ahmad, 1903 to 1909. Between 1903 to 1909, a new Shon was installed after the transition of the former Shon. The new Shon was Oba Olayode I. It was he who formally approved and built a new mosque for the Muslims, despite not being a Muslim. On the same ground where the Ogbomoso Central Mosque stands today, with mud. Let me take that line again. It was he who formally approved and built a new mosque for the Muslims, despite not being a Muslim, on the same ground where the Ogbomoso Central Mosque stands today, with mud. After the demise of Imam Muhammad Akamu in 1909, the Denshon went to Masifa to pick yet another imam, the second time, from that compound, known as, who was Imam Sanusi Memudu, 1909 to 1970. After Imam Sanusi Memudu, the Denshon exercised his discretion to pick a Mufassir to the late Imam as the new chief Imam from the Ilara compound between 1970 to 1990. His name was Imam Mahmoud Ailara. This is an evidence to show that any reigning Shon has a prerogative to pick any competent Muslim to lead the Muslims in the Friday prayers. After the demise of Imam Mahmoud in 1919, the Denshon moved the imamship to Imam Adwin's house a second time in the person of Imam Salahuddin Arel, 1919 to 1963. After his demise, the Shon again moved to Bangor Alawai compound a second time to pick Imam Buhari, 1933 to 1936. After him, the Shon again moved to Abogode compound for the third time to pick Imam Haruf Alao to lead the Muslims between 1936 to 1976. By 1973, a new Shon has mounted the saddle as the Shon of Ogbomoso. So after the Imperial Majesty Alayeluwa Ọba Dr. Jima Oladunni Oyewumi Ajagungbade the third, JP CON CFR, also picked a Mufassir to the late Imam Maruf Alao as the new chief imam to lead the Ogbomoso Muslims with the best of Imam Ahmad Hamzat Alawiye. He was the chief imam for the Ogbomoso Muslims between 1976 to 2002. After him, Seun Ajagungbade III moved to Imam's house at Masifa a third time to pick Imam Yakin Sanusi Ashifa Adegboyega, who was there between 30th May 2002 to the 7th of October 2021. Seun Ajagungbade III then moved to Imam Ayilara's house for the second time. Immediately after the 8th-day figure prayer for the late Chief Imam Sanusi, Seun Ajagungbade III directed the Pakoya Din of Ogbomosoland with the person of Alhaji Sirajuddin Ali Olademeji to liaise with the Ogbomoso Special Committee on Islamic Affairs and the League of Imams and Alphas of Ogbomoso to select a new imam due to His Majesty's declining age and result of ill health. On a normal day, when the vacancy existed for post of chief imam of Ogbomosoland, the candidates invites the family to the palace to pick any candidate of his choice. But in this case, the old age has taken a toll on his health. Hence, the reason he delegated the screening of a new imam to the three bodies. After the screening, the committee went back to the palace to render its report to the cabinet. The candidate presented was Toliat Yunus Solutional, which the cabinet objected to on grounds of age and was pointed to another Islamic cleric, the late Mufassir Bashir Okumebo Olayiwola, to take up the imamship. However, due to some reasons of a third force in the issue, Toliat Yunus Solutional was eventually picked and was installed on turban in the Ogbomoso Palace on Friday, the 19th of November 2021. Unknown to many, the Imam Ayilara family had been kicking against the candidates of Toliat Yunus even before his presentation to the cabinet then, but were allegedly prevented from seeing the cabinet. A letter written to the cabinet rejecting Toliat Yunus Solutional was never allowed to reach him. Despite his controversial turban, the Imam Ayilara family continued their agitation. His Imperial Majesty Ajagungbade III joined his ancestors on the 12th of December 2021, exactly 23 days after Toliat Yunus Solutional was turbaned. Traditionally, at the demise of the Seun, the Seun in council automatically assumes a temporary administration of the town until the new Seun is installed. Still, the Imam Ayilara family took their agitation to the Seun in council, whom, after hearing their claims, conducted investigations into the Imam Ayilara family to know the facts. The Seun in council, led by their chairman, the area of Ogbomosoland, in their findings, confirmed that Imam Toliat Yunus Solutional has a doubtful relationship with the Ayilara family. The Shawty Council thereby wrote a letter to Imam Toliat, Solution, to step aside and go back to the Imam Ayala family to sort out the issues with them. On his receipt of the step aside letter from the Shawty Council, Imam Toliat Solution immediately proceeded to the High Court in Ogbomosoland, rejecting the same letter. However, he later withdrew the court case he instituted against the Shawty Council, but he finally stayed put on the saddle of the imamship. An uneasy calm now pervaded the atmosphere among the Ogbomoso Muslims until the new Shah of Ogbomosoland was appointed in November of 2022. The Imam Ayala family further took their complaints to the new Shah, who also instituted a fact-finding mission, since it is a family issue where the Shah is eminently qualified to intervene as the traditional ruler of the ancient town. The committee that was set up in the palace was headed by High Chief Alhaji Ghazali Oladipo, the Abbess of Ogbomosoland. A report submitted by the Abbess-led panel also confirmed the findings of the Shawty Council. At an elaborate meeting involving all Muslims in the Ogbomoso Palace, conveyed an essence of His Imperial Majesty about Folabi Gandhi. All the Muslim groups in Ogbomosoland, their best again delivered his report to the hearings of all and sundry. A decision was then taken by His Majesty that Imam Tolia Solution, in the light of the reports of the Abbas panel, to step aside and go back to the Imam Ayala family to sort out the contentious issues with them, after which the Imam Ayala house will present him to the palace if they eventually reach a compromise. To the surprise of all, instead of the man to go back to the family, he headed to the High Court of Ogbomoso, challenging the decision of the palace based on the findings of the Abbas panel of investigation. This step taken, Imam Tola Solution has polarized and has caused a deep division among the Ogbomoso. The social media was awash with various derogatory, abusive insults, defamation, and subordination to the throne of Ogbomosoland. His Imperial Majesty, the Shah of Ogbomosoland, Folabi Gandhi, the third, is innocent of all this defamatory and insinuations against him. We are hereby calling on the whole world to discountenance all these false accusations against His Imperial Majesty, the Shah of Ogbomosoland. We shall not allow some extraneous forces to cause dissatisfaction among us in Ogbomoso. In every family and compound in Ogbomosoland, there are Christians, Muslims, and traditional worshippers. And this bonded and banded relationships has never caused any division among us. We interact and celebrate every festival together as one united family. Any ruling house in Ogbomosoland whose turn it is to produce a candidate for the throne can present any candidate of their choice, be he a Christian, Muslim, or traditional worshipper. Finally, with the named Muslim leaders who have great stake in the affairs of the Muslim community, have taken the pains to explain the genesis of how the Ogbomosoland Central Mosque at Ojago came into being and how it has been administered by the various sons on the throne at any point in time. Our own peculiarity here in Ogbomoso is that the Ogbomoso Central Mosque is the ancestral heritage of the Shon dynasty, as the Kaaba, the Haram in Makkah, and the Masjid al-Nabawi in Medina is the exclusive property of the Saudi Arabia royal family. And so, the sole authority in the appointment of chief imams that will lead prayers in that mosque rests squarely with the reigning Oba. In 1946, a Muslim group funded with the consent of the then reigning Shah Oba Lawal, between 1945 to 1952, known as Egbekila, volunteered themselves to the Kabiyesi to allow them source for funds to rebuild the Ogbomoso Central Mosque, which was built with mud sand in 1909 during the reign of Oba Olayode I. They are to use molded bricks for the mosque. The suggestion that God the blessing of Oba Olayode I, who was the sole custodian of the Central Mosque. The 12-member Killer Islamic Committee, who, with the approval of the Kabiyesi, embarked on the project are as follows. 1. Alhaji Lawan Giwa, late Arere compound. 2. Alhaji Badawi Bango, all these people are late, Bango's compound. 3. Alhaji Kusari, Alasoko compound. Alhaji Kilani Bashoru Sarumi, Alhaji Sani Sanusi, secretary. Onemama compound. Alhaji Bello Adejuma, Ikolabas compound. Chief Shidi Fularami Alao, Bale Abedes compound. Alaga Bello Ayadeko, Alubatas compound. Alaga Lawani Ola Alako's compound. They are all mates. Alhaji Adebi, Ile Onkojo Edu, Number 11, Malam Ibrahim, the Jagun Alasa, Bachev Alhaji Bello Adeniran, alias Omoba. All these are now late. Obalawa and Oladipegun Olayode II then approved the contract for the rebuilding of the Central Mosque by awarding it to Zam Samiu Lamidi Keriu, a native of Ibadan, with whom Obalawa and Oladipegun II shared a childhood friendship with. The reconstruction of the Central Mosque started in 1947, but was never completed before the contractor and all members of the committee died, except Alhaji Bello Adeniran, alias Omoba. He has also since passed away. It was His Imperial Majesty Alhaji Oba Alhaji Jimoh Adodo Iwumi Ajagungbade III, the late Shah of Ogbomosoland, that reconstituted a new committee known as the Ogbomoso Special Committee on Islamic Affairs to continue from where the SY Killer Committee left Among the functions of the Ogbomoso Special Committee on Islamic Affairs are as follows. 1. Completion of the Ogbomoso Central Mosque at Ogbomoso and its continued maintenance and durability. 2. Acquisition of a new integrated ground. Due to the rising population of the Ogbomoso Muslims, the special committee has since acquired a new praying ground and is now functional. 3. To design a new plan for the Old Age praying ground as an Islamic center, which is now opposite the Lado Akitola University of Technology Teaching Hospital along the Ogbomoso Ilorin Road area. 4. The continuous maintenance of the Ogbomoso Muslim Comprehensive College along the Ogbomoso Osogbo Road area. 5. The Ogbomoso Special Committee is to assist in any and every form that the Ogbomoso Muslim community might need its assistance. Finally, gentlemen of the press, the attached are the documents in relation to the appointment of the Imams and another of his pledge not to misbehave, and if he does that, he accepts any consequences that goes along with that. And if he's now saying he's not the appointee of the show of Ogbomoso, then these documents speak for themselves and they speak volumes. Please, let everyone do a due diligence of investigation before rushing to the social media to spew out defamatory statements against the person of His Imperial Majesty about Falabikan the Olay, Romaga the Third, the Shop of Ogbomosoland. I thank you all for your patience and rapt attention.